Shut up, fuck Tarek. How fucking you cut off Chris Cormier? This guy's a fucking legend in our sport. And you have the balls to just continue to fucking dig at Chris Cormier and cut him off mid-sentence? Like, respect. Show some respect, Tarek. Who the fuck are you? Recapping everything that happened with the video that was dropped on Natalia and the PMMA injections and the connection with Tamer El-Guindy and Tarek El-Guindy and this Dr. Fernando in Brazil, this medical clinic that does these procedures, and how Tamer is involved with this doctor. Allegedly they're business partners, and he promotes the clinic. And then you had Natalia at the clinic, and you had Derek Lunsford at the clinic. We'll get into that. Dave Palumbo and Chris Aceto made some calls towards me with regards to the allegations that the whistleblower made, not me, the whistleblower. So they got to get that correct. And so we'll dive into this. But let me share my screen so everyone can see what we're talking about. Okay, so let me just do this here quick, and then we'll jump into it. I'm going to get Phil's and Manuel's reaction to what they think. Get two different perspectives here. All right, so here we have Natalia. Now this is the 11th month difference in the quads. Okay, and we also have 6 months. Let's just look at the 6 months. The 6 months, that's a very short period of time in bodybuilding to pack on some good size to the quads and to the delts. Okay, and you can see November 2nd, 2024, May 11th, 2025. Okay, Manuel, you're the guest on the show here. First off, give me your thoughts on this, and if you have any experience knowing of any other athletes that may have used PMMA injections, how long it's been in the sport, etc.
Thank you. Well, I had the experience, so let me be real with this. I saw the pictures of Natalia, and I met Natalia when Natalia was around 15 years old and an Olympia champion. I was working with Mutant back in that time. And it was beautiful because she was very inspired. And I will tell you something, guys. I have to say,
every rep starts with fuel. Helix cream of rice, clean carbs, zero sugar, fast digesting energy that hits quick, fuels hard, and never sits heavy. 27 grams of pure carb power, nothing but rice and real flavor. Proudly made in Canada, built for champions. Grab yours now with code MUSCLEDISCORD. Helix Foods, fuel the work, own the stage.
Apologize to a friend of mine because she was telling me she competed at the Olympia, this past Olympia, and she said that Natalia did this and Sarah was accusing her of this. And I say, no, this is a girl who have been working. I know her. She was a real person. Is working hard, is competing. But I didn't know the different of the time. I was guessing that she did like everybody else, take a year off and do the whole thing, and said, yeah, she put into work. And I believe everything is possible, so as I believe everything is possible for me, I'm free, and I have to believe that everything is possible for somebody else. So if I am a believer, if I believe in God, I believe in me, and believe in my power to put into things and make things happen, I also believe that other people can do it. So that's why I said, hey, slow down, to my friend, and said she deserved to win. But when it comes to all the things that have been talking about right now, as soon as I hear PMMA or something like that, I was like, wait a minute, she's from Brazil. I had a personal friend that went through these injections before COVID, and she was suffering some injuries because, as every other girl wanted to get bigger legs and stuff like that. And she came to me and said, hey, I did this. Actually, she did it in Paraguay because it was illegal by that time in Brazil. And yeah, I saw the whole procedure. This white, very white liquid, resina, a plastic resin. And I knew it back in that time. Immediately, I told my friend, hey, this is going to damage your muscle tissue. This is going to cause problem because in some point back in that time, I told her, eventually it will develop some issues because the tissue have to have blood flow, oxygen, and everything, and you're not doing the things right with this because in some point it will collapse. And well, after some years, eventually she started to suffer from the kidney. She started to start getting dialysis and shit like that, and have a surgery because all of the problems that the substance causing her problem. And I'm talking serious
Mhm.
about this, and it surprised me that someone at the level of uh, Olympia competition level athlete fall into this idea of shaping their muscles with oil. It's absurd. It's something that it have to be criticized super big time. I will say, guys, to anyone out there, if you don't fucking have genetics, don't fucking pretend to become a bodybuilder, because if you then gonna be started to complain and shit, fuck you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not accepting these things at all. We fucking work harder, man. I was so inspired for Chris Cormier and magazine for Flex Wheeler that I was just working hard because I wanted to become one of them. And I saw the possibility because I saw their skinny pictures on magazines. So, and I always been trying to educate friends and say, hey, this is not the right things to do, injecting stuff like that. Even though you have to inject testosterone, inject it to school the form of your muscles. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. And even though you have to then face the situation that you're not going to be able to train as hard as is required to build the muscle because that type of injections can tear your muscles, man. Come on. So it's crazy. I'm not accepting these things at all. And I'm not going to accept no one supporting those ideas.
Well, yeah, Dave seems to not, like he says, I don't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck about the athletes using it? And if you can't tell they're using it, who cares? Everyone, he's like, everyone else does the synthol and SEO and now the PMMA, and it's fair playing field. If everyone's doing it, then what's the big deal? Well, the deal is that it's not fair because there are people that don't use it, and it's you're getting an advantage. You're increasing the size of your muscle with this solution that goes into it. You're going to a doctor to have a procedure done, which is no different than going to a doctor and having plastic surgery done, and you're getting an unfair advantage over other athletes that are not using it. Yes. Has synthol been widely used in bodybuilding? Yes. Is it permanent? No, it's temporary. It's like when you make an injection in your delt with steroids, it gets a little swollen and inflamed, and your delt gets a little bigger and it looks a little bigger, or whatever. You get a better pump, but that's just temporary. Okay. With this taken to the next level. This is way beyond synthol. This is permanent um, solution that stays in. It's very dangerous. Okay, I'm going to go over the side effects of this stuff. You got these young, like Natalia is only in her 20s, right? She's not that old.
Yeah, yeah, she's in her
She,
20s. I think towards probably mid late 20s.
so in her 20s, young girl, beautiful girl, injecting stuff into the muscle. I'm not talking about breast implants. Okay, that's different. A woman can't go into the gym and build her breasts by working out hard in the gym and putting. There's no tissue there. Okay, so it's different. When people say, "Oh, it's just like breast implants," everyone does it. So what's it any different? Of course, it's different. You're changing the shape of an actual muscle. The breast isn't a muscle. So please stop with the comparison that it's lip filler, it's breast implants. They all do it. So who cares? No. Once you start accepting that it's fine because they do breast implants, no, bodybuilding's done. It's just going to be a pad. It is. People already think it's a pageant, but it's just going to be more so just a beauty pageant where it's
I
just
will tell
all
you
fake.
something just to make things really, really clear.
Yeah,
Look, bodybuilding is not into the Olympic sports because lacking on fucking education.
yeah,
Because bodybuilders in all sense, so it's the people who can manipulate the metabolic system to make muscle work as much as they want. Understanding the metabolic function, understanding the biomechanic of the exercise, understanding muscle insertion, something that this doctor doesn't fucking understand because the way he's pointing the injection that he's gonna do, we don't even know where the muscle insertions are, where the muscle shapes is, because we will be able to do some better job that he's doing right there, but he doesn't. It's ridiculous that someone will try to make your muscle look good with injections. It's something that it doesn't fit my head. So to go back to what is the physiological way to build muscles, if you don't understand that, you are not able to do the things right, and that's why we have so many side effects, so many difficult statements on people trying to say that the bodybuilding is risky and it's not healthy. Bodybuilding is the most healthiest sport to do if you really apply fundamentals, if you really educate yourself. There is also retired bodybuilders talking about bodybuilding is not safe and the competition level is not safe because you don't understand, guys. Because if you really apply the things the right way, you're not gonna have consequence. The thing is that you want to speed the process. That girl is younger and she don't even take a year off.
Yeah.
She's speeding all the process, and that's why she want to get bigger. I don't gonna deny her the desire to win a show because we all want it. But to get to that point that you destroy your physique because you destroy your fucking career, you don't have chance no more. You're done. That's it.
It's Phil. So I want a little your take on this. You know, your true, honest feeling of the PMMA usage in bodybuilding today.
I mean, it's not just that. I mean, I'm against synthol as well. And I think
Yes.
Milo spoke on it in the past that synthol damages the muscle tissue
Yeah.
after continuous use. So this other thing is way worse than synthol. We're talking death, right? Listen, Natalia, I've met her. She's a sweet girl. She's been to a couple of shows where she spoke. Talked about her journey from her being, a young lady working her way up through the sport. When she spoke, she speaks upon religion and faith,
Mhm.
and a lot of things that inspired me sitting there listening to everything she said and her journey and her whole spiritual life being of just how she came to the United States and whole thing, had her mom there and everything. So, and she's all about, was all about, I'm going to say, about natural. You'll see her, everything gut health, everything about natural recovery and all that. This is very shocking and disturbing to me that everybody wants to pay the price. It's like the devil coming to you and say, listen, I can give you everything in the world, money, fame, glamour. All I want is your soul. That's it. Which our soul is worth more than anything in this world, especially in the afterlife, right? So, but everyone be willing to sell that just to win or be at the top of their game. It's very, very sad. It's sad regarding her. It's sad regarding anybody that's going to this place to get this done. Listen, bodybuilding is bodybuilding. That means working hard, developing the muscle tissues, improving your physique. I grew up watching it with every single competitor from Frank Zane, Arnold, Ronnie, Lee Haney. I mean, it goes on. Look at some of the bodybuilders today. Just look at their backs. You can't build a back. I don't want to mention any names, but you can't build a back to look like that. It's enhanced. So if anyone believes that this is okay, that's someone that's selfish, naive, and very ignorant. Because at the end of the day, when these people, after bodybuilding, if not before, something happens, infections, a limb got to get cut off, whatever the case may be, you're going to hear a total different story. Dave Palumbo knows better. This is a man that knows about science and pretty intelligent when it comes to, science and how it works and stuff like that. It's shocking to see his idiocy when he's speaking on behalf of the IFBB Pro League. And that is what he's doing. He's speaking on behalf of them to try to discredit the things that's being said. And that's fine. At the end of the day, when these athletes have to suffer something very severe, health-wise, everybody that's sitting there saying it's okay, their story is going to change. So at the end of the day, listen, be a bodybuilder, work hard, do what you're supposed to do to develop that muscle. If you don't have it genetically, don't try to embed it to shape or enlarge anything if you cannot work hard to get it. When you look at Natalia's legs, you could clearly see her legs, the separation, the dryness, the detail, it's not there. And also that right leg on the outer part of the quad looks a little bit bigger than the left leg. So you can see that there's something there. There's something there. Just look at the quads. It just, you know, and it's
genetics. The genetic of her leg doesn't have a quad sweep, guys. This is fucking less than a year. So anyone that's like Dave or Aceto or who the fuck, I'm going to get upset here because this is fucking bullshit. You can't physically put a fucking sweep on your quad when you don't genetically have a quad sweep.
Exactly.
Stop it with this bullshit and trying to give it a pass, Dave Palumbo. Stop being a fucking loser and just recognize it's fucking happening and call it out. You start caving to the fucking Manions and the Steve and all these fucking guys because you're fucking pussy and don't want to lose your fucking Olympia press pass, Dave Palumbo. Like, this is fucking bullshit. You used to call shit out, and now you cower to these men like a little child, Dave Palumbo. That's what you are. You're a little child compared to these men that are bossing you around because you're afraid to lose your fucking Olympia media press pass. Like it even fucking matters anymore to have a press pass. It's a joke. Bodybuilding is becoming a joke when you can clearly see the difference like this. And everyone's like, oh, it's okay. No, who knows? No, she did. And then she's completely denying it. As if she just took some miracle drug and grew 2-3 inches on her fucking quads.
No, we demand an X-ray. What the fuck?
So it's just Sarah was right to call it out, put her shit on the line, and got huge backlash because of it. And rightfully so. She called it out, put herself out on the line to do it. And now I feel like Sarah has been vindicated here. And I think there's going to be more that comes out. And enough is enough with trying to cover this shit up like Dave is doing. And don't get me started on fucking Tarek El-Guindy.
Oh my God, man.
Okay, that's the next. Okay, let's get into that. Okay, let's get into Tarek. Okay, the expert who's he's never competed a day in his life, I don't think. Has he competed?
Not that I heard of, no.
Okay, it doesn't look like
brother. Look. Not to go bad, but his brother. You know, his brother was a model for the FST7.
Yes.
So the fact that his brother was working with that type of coach, it is. Come on, man. You know that build muscles like that in 6 months and in 11 months, and not being a woman either.
Okay.
So he's trying to cover it, and for me, it was like, I can't believe it. Try to manipulate the conversation to make Chris doubt himself.
Let's play. Let's see. Maybe we can hear this. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
And I did not see anything on Natalia Coelho's physique that called to be suspicious. And I have a very good eye.
And you were
very good eye.
away.
Yeah, I have a very good eye. I've noticed a lot of things that other judges.
First off, look how nervous this looks like he's the eye movement. You just gotta that's what you did, Phil. You used to watch people because that's what you used to do with your job. And you can see his eye pattern. He's fucking lying, man.
Tarek, hold on. You're right. I have a very good eye for butt implants,
but judges
for shoulders,
judges
for all that. Let me finish.
Shut up, fuck Tarek. How fucking you cut off Chris Cormier? This guy's a fucking legend in our sport. And you have the balls to just continue to fucking dig at Chris Cormier and cut him off mid-sentence? Like, respect. Show some respect, Tarek. Who the fuck are you? Okay? How did you even get your fucking position in this? Okay? And you're going to fucking cut off Chris Cormier?
From his brother. He got it from his brother. His brother's the only reason why he's here.
before I actually
Judges,
okay,
get the clock in.
So
Get the clock in.
You know what I mean?
See,
I did not see anything suspicious on Natalia Coelho's physique.
so Tarek, you tell me this doesn't fucking look suspicious?
Even the dorsals, man, it's
Are
cartoon.
you fucking blind, Tarek? Come on, you're a judge too. So a judge clearly said there's nothing wrong here. That, to me, you lose all credibility as a judge in this profession if you can't see.
You know
this
what's crazy? Other judges, he says other judges tell him how special his eye is because he sees things that they can't see. Here's what I see for Tarek. And normally I won't go at Tarek, but since he's going to sit here and come after Chris Premier, what Tarek needs to understand is I got a good eye.
Yes.
Lose some weight, bro.
Yeah.
Because you wear these tight suits, your tie barely fits. It hangs up. I just hate to say it because if you're going to sit here and be a judge in a professional sport, but you look horrible and you don't look apart, but yet you're going to say you have the eye to notice butt implants, which they're there in the wellness category and even in the bikini. You know what I'm saying? It's there. Now, in the past, yes, they used to deduct points and push you down for it. They used to do that since they want to sit here and say, oh, if they see it, they'll mark them down. They're not doing that no more. This is a pageant of whoever can create a body that's more appealing for the judges. That's all it is. It's not work for it. It's called create it and shape it. So whatever you have to put in it to improve the things that we're asking you to do it. And we'll make sure you get the placings you need. So Tarek, he don't have the eye. I'm very sorry because he didn't have it at the Master Olympia, so he doesn't have it now. Okay? And if you want to speak upon anything, take care of yourself, take care of your health, look apart. You're a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and just looking at you, you don't look like that. So I don't think you have the eye at all for anything. I don't think any of the judges have this special eye. Okay, especially if you never competed before. How are you going to have an eye when you physically never went through a prep, nor trained like all these other bodybuilders that's truly training? If you have never done it, don't be a hypocrite and speak about it.
Exactly.
But let me put you on the spot and don't back down. Do you see?
Oh my God!
If you see imbalances, which we see a lot, it's part of bodybuilding,
okay,
right?
But
let me finish. Do you see anything here illegal? Do you think Natalia Coelho used synthol?
What I have to say is,
should have said PMMA.
If I had to be very, very, very honest about it, I would say it's not a normal to have when you do a squat or whatever. You're not going to normally get a lot of development just on the outside and not on the inside. So I mean, it could be questionable if you have a line that disappears and smooths out when you're clearly in great shape. That could tell you that something's been done there. But some people, you got to put something somewhere because obviously people are taking something to get bigger or to get harder. But then some people are trying to shape their body in a way to sway the judges because the judges don't know a lot sometimes.
Oh man, I'm about to clock this. So
he was really good. He was really good.
Here's the moral of the story.
Yes.
And he was very dateable because Tarek was trying to mock him with a question, trying to make him doubt because trying to ask, oh, it's illegal. It's not about illegal or not. It's about what she's doing, trying to shape her body to mock the judges because, yeah, there is judges that never compete. I don't know how they get to be judges. But the point is that if she appears like that, let's say after a full year of being not competing, we all gonna accept it. We all gonna say like, damn, she fucking put into work. Let's see the off-season pictures, because we recognize Dorian did it one year lockdown, and then he appeared like looking cartoon. We hear those videos where Kevin Lebroni and everybody's talking about, no, we saw Ronnie Coleman and we was like a fucking jog down to the floor because it was crazy, but it was a process. Still, she had the ability to do it, but the crazy non-stop narrative and no day off, everybody wants to make an off season and want to be lean the whole year. If you want to be big, if you want to aggressively grow, You know that you have to take a year or at least 6 months of off season and work harder, and it's possible. But like that, no. Trying to make it like no acceptable. You're gonna still lose her no matter what.
Anyone that's enhancing their body with anything, you can see when they compete that it is enhanced with other substance because it doesn't have the lines, the striations, it doesn't have the hardness, it doesn't have the details, it doesn't have the vascularity, it doesn't have it. It looks smooth. Like look at her legs. It don't even look the way I think last year they look better. Look at the striation, look at the development, look at the separation. And then you come over here and it just looks like a mini water buffalo.
Yeah.
Holding water.
And she's lean. She's
looks like
lean.
a little cellulite. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it just doesn't look, it does, to me, it doesn't look attractive. And that's just what it is. It just isn't attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the lines, the deep lines they're gone. They're not, she's lean. She's just as lean as she was the year prior. Right. The delts. Look at the delts right there. It's kind of sloping. Then boom. Just
it's a little
6 months.
pointy.
Yeah,
6
man. But like tricep, everything. She did everywhere. And the dorsal is crazy, man.
The lats.
The doctor went crazy on it. How people can believe in doctors like that, man? It's crazy. Even though any type of surgery, because doctors doesn't know anatomy the way we know.
Yeah, this guy, who knows what his training is and how he got his licensing in Brazil to do this stuff. And everyone's just running to him to get this done. And then wait till the people start coming back with pain and muscle disintegration. And then they got blood clots and they got discomfort and all this shit that's going on with the side effects of this. Let me show you here. Long-term side effects, hard lumps and bumps, distorted muscle shape, migrating material, chronic pain and discomfort, restricted movement, chronic infection or abscesses, scarring, right? So it's severe infection, sepsis, extensive tissue neurosis, that's tissue death. Okay. People are trying to say that's what's happening to Big Rami's legs. Maybe that's what they're saying, but I don't know if Big Ramy had this done. I don't think he would need to. His legs are huge as they were, but so nerve damage, weakness.
Yep.
So this is forever. It's in your muscle. You have to get
it. And the end of his career is the end of her career because the tissue is damaged already, and that's nothing that's gonna fix it. So her legs never gonna look good again. That's gonna start to be messy, looking like it's grassy, cellulite, and shit like that.
Man, it's sad. It's sad that at such a young age to feel the pressure to do this. And, is it at the direction or the help from Tamer saying, hey, don't worry, come to Brazil and come and your legs are what need to improve. So she's young, she's impressionable, right? She can be manipulated most likely by, these executives that have all the power.
And if they are inviting you, of course.
Like, oh, come to the clinic. We'll take care of you. We'll get the legs bigger. We'll improve, we'll make the improvements, right? I don't think she's in her 20s understanding the PMMA stuff. So she's getting it from someone. Someone's getting in her ear and say, hey, come to, right? I'm just speculating here. But when you're that age, you're very impressionable. And you have these men that are intimidating. They're powerful men. And one thing leads to another. And then you get this done and then you win the Olympia a couple months later. Like, it's crazy. So this is why the corruption comes into place. And the whistleblower is making the allegations that Tamer has a deal with this doctor, Fernando, where he brings these high-level athletes to the clinic. They pay 20 grand for the process or whatever it is. And then they split the payment on this. And then he makes the money, like it's little backhanded deals and stuff. And it's just like,
what is crazy, honestly, that when Arnold Classic did the first Arnold Classic in Brazil, is when the IFBB noticed the big market that it could become. And it happens. Brazil have over 200 million people. It's huge. And bodybuilding is being growing in South America because of that country. That their people is naive and it's difficult to work with them because they need education. And whatever who comes first, it will make a lot of money. And these two brothers, they saw the chance and they have been doing that. And the fact that they are being with the IFBB Pro League in their backs, it makes everybody believe, and it's dangerous because it makes everybody support the idea that, oh, you can do that. It's a matter. Oh, that we have the support of the doctor. You're taking care of my health. Really? It's never been like that.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's legal in the US. I think that's why they have to go to Brazil or wherever to get this stuff done. And the thing is too, so what do we want from this? First off, I'm not coming at Natalia. I think she's wonderful. She's a champ, right? She did what she needed to do. But I'm coming down on the powers that be, the executives, people, this doctor is performing this shit on these people. That's who I'm coming down on. And so what do we do to come up with a solution for this? Because we can talk about it, but we need a solution for this, if there is any. And the thing is, there's no rules or regulations in bodybuilding that I know of under the Pro League that specifies no synthol use, no SEO use, right? And obviously, there's no way to enforce it. Okay, it's too expensive to take X-rays and do all this shit with these bodies. There's too many athletes. So, but there should be a deterrent that if it's suspected you are using this stuff, you'll get fined, you'll get banned for 2-3 years. Maybe if there's at least a deterrent listed somewhere under the rules, less athletes would do this. And we start going back to the way the bodies used to look in the 90s and the 2000s before they started using all this crap. More clean looking muscle, separated muscle would come back. But it doesn't seem like the Pro League is even taking the steps to talk about this openly. If Tyler came out and made a video and say, hey guys, no more of this synthol. We can see it. Here's an example or something, right? And call it out. But they don't call it out, so it's running rampant. And I guarantee you, unfortunately, people are going to see this PMMA stuff now that it's circulating more and they made this video. They're probably going to do it now more, right? And it's just it's a shortcut. But I'm telling you guys, athletes, if you're watching, don't do it. Don't just do the hard work. You're a bodybuilder. You're supposed to build your body with your own hard work, not with putting PMMA into your muscles for a quick fix.
It's noticeable. Everybody who is into bodybuilding as a judge, he might never compete, but he recognize a physique. The thing is that most of the judges should work together and try to build a good standard. Choose the athletes that are aesthetic, that guys, that they're putting to work, they posing good, they presenting themselves as a professionals, like a real professional. They just know the big guy. They just not the freak. Invite the athletes to present themselves in the athleticism the bodybuilding used to be back in the day, because the competition in the 70s and the 80s, these guys presenting a big huge physique and good conditioning, but at the same time the way they present themselves posing, it shows the art that you were really into, show something special out of your passion in bodybuilding. Muscle connection, muscle attachment, muscle synergy, muscle transition when you're posing. So what's happening with you guys? You not even stand in the front relaxed pose as the guys in the 90s. And when it comes to that, is all symmetry, geometry. I learned to pose reading magazines step by step how to pose. You guys today just want to be the big guy, so you are showing yourself as a lazy. I don't care if you are so conditioning because you do the hardcore diet. No, you even thought having chance better because you relate your diet to a lot of sugar free and sodium free and fat free stuff. So focus on do the most simple thing and focus on presenting yourself, because at the end of the day, if you work in mobility, if you work on flexibility, you're always gonna be healthy. Like Clark is here, a big example. At his age, he's still moving, he's still acting, he's still looking really good. He's not aging because he's working to make his life, his body better every day. and everybody can do. But if you only gonna just relate on being the big guy on stage, the judges have to somehow sanctionate you not giving the first place, because at the end of the day they're gonna take this out of control. But if they still choosing aesthetic and good presentation and good behavior, people will start to filter and redefine bodybuilding the proper way.
Okay. Well said. And go ahead.
Bodybuilding is out of control already. It's been out of control. And here's the thing: we can't even say we can't every athlete has a responsibility for themselves. But when you have a pro league that is rewarding these things, I'm gonna say it again. I said it before. IFBB pro bodybuilders that's doing whatever and however it takes to win. You are a guinea pig for the pro league.
Yeah.
They sit behind their big desk, and I'm telling you this, and they laugh. How much money can we make with these top athletes before one of them goes? And we have to have a backup for the next one that's going to take over. Stop abusing your body for winning. Stop selling your soul for winning. Train hard, do what it takes to build the body that was created, God knows back when Joe Weider started all this. Those are the physiques that were bodybuilding, when Arnold and all those guys together training and busting their butt in the gym. That's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
This is just a straight freak show, and it's out of control. And it's because the judges are allowing it to happen because they believe it's going to make money. But clearly it's not. That's why athletes ain't getting paid on the Olympia level, Master Olympia level, and so forth and so on. So evidently, the money is not being made.
Yeah, good point there. I'm going to come into the next kind of topic here, which is the Open Olympia and then Masters as well. But before we transition over to that, Derek Lunsford. Okay, Chris Aceto was on RX Muscle today, and he was calling me out and saying that I'm making accusations or allegations. He's playing with that word. Aceto, Chris Aceto. I wasn't saying that Derek Lunsford had the PMMA injections. I'm saying, and even the whistleblower also didn't say. They didn't confirm it. They said he was at the clinic. When they asked the doctor about Derek Lunsford, the doctor just smiled, had a grin on his face, didn't say anything, didn't say no, didn't say yes, just smiled and walked away. You can take from that what you want. I don't know why the doctor wouldn't just say, no, he didn't do it. I didn't do that, Derek. Take from that from what you want. But I never said that Derek did PMMA. I just said it's a little funky that he's at the clinic with this doctor. His coach, Fabricio, had the PMMA injections done on his chest. Okay. There's been lots of speculation in the past with regards to Derek and his lats, and you can see the lumps on his lats there, right? Is that because something was done there? I don't know. I don't have proof of it. All we can do is speculate. That's what we do. That's all we can do, right? The biceps, again, people think stuff happens there with it. Speculation. So no, Chris Aceto, Dave Palumbo, I'm not making the accusations. Okay, the whistleblower was. And then I'm just trying to connect the dots, and we can speculate from there. But I've never once said that Derek Lunsford has done PMMA injections. So I'm going to put that on the record. I have not said that. So stop trying to put words in my mouth, Chris Aceto. Chris Aceto's a smart man. I don't necessarily not like Chris Aceto, but some of the things he says and some of the just straight up protecting Derek. And I get he's going to have bias towards Derek. But he can't call out anything. He can't call out Derek's arms. He can't call out Derek's lats. He's got to just ride the line, and I get it. But everyone and their grandmother can see that it just looks a little weird. The muscles are smoothed out. They're blurry. This isn't Ronnie Coleman. This isn't Cormier. This isn't Lavronish style quality muscle Yates. This doesn't look like this. And then you have Ronnie Coleman in an interview with Eddie Hall saying, if you competed against these guys, against Derek Lunsford, how would you do? And Ronnie just laughs. He's like, I wouldn't even have to train that hard to beat these guys. What does that say about today's athletes? When the former champions can just laugh Be like, of course not. This would be a walk in the park to beat these guys. So, like, bodybuilding has lost its way in that respect because these athletes would not even come close to touching Ronnie Coleman or Dorian Yates, right? Even like Dexter and these guys, like, it's not close, in my opinion, with the quality of muscle. So it's bodybuilding has taken a step backwards, in my opinion. Sure, the prize money for the Olympia is more, and the Arnold is more, and those are good, steps forward in that direction. But with the quality of muscle, all this PMMA and synthol that's reckless, and you can see it in these bodies, is just a terrible look for the sport. It's a terrible look for younger athletes that see this, that are 18, 19, they want to get into this, and they hear about PMMA and synthol, and they want to do a quick fix. Then they end up doing it, and they end up getting an arm amputated because it gets infected with the shit. And it's just a terrible look. It's not healthy. It's bad enough we have to take all the drugs. On top of it, now we got to do all this other shit. Hey guys, Matt Sinkering here, host of the Muscle Discord podcast. And I want to do a quick plug of my coaching business. I do online coaching as well through my exclusive fitness app, where you have guided workouts to follow, meal plans to follow, all the macros are laid out for you, the cooking instructions. You do weekly check-ins with me, upload your photos, your measurements, and I make adjustments as needed every week for you. So use promo code MUSCLEDISCORD when you sign up, and you'll save 20% off your monthly coaching fee. All right, guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.